you started all of this without any venture capital. What made you choose that bootstrap route?
As I said earlier, in 2021, I was just testing the waters. It was just trying out if I could actually solve the problem.
For anyone watching who's thinking of hiring an agency, what's the one red flag? How do you stay competitive without getting into a price race?
Yeah, prices are falling. A lot of people are selling a lot of services at cheaper price, but
From being a hands-on software developer to being a full-time CEO. So do you still get to code, or has the CEO role completely taken over?
I would prefer to write a lot of code and build something of my own.
What is the biggest project mistake that you have made?
I started saying yes for everything.
The biggest myth about running a software agency is,
You don't need
what keeps you up at night when you think about competition?
the technologies we have worked with. They are being used by a lot of big startups such as Facebook, Netflix, and other companies.
But do you also get business opportunities?
The one USP that comes top of my mind is the clients we had from the day one are still part of our portfolio. As we said, we have a 90% retention rate.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Mad Podcast. And today we have with us Sharvin Shah, the founder and CEO of MTechZilla, a software development agency that's been quietly building some incredible products since 2021. We're talking about a bootstrapped company that went from one passionate developer to a 30-plus member team working with startups and businesses across the US and Europe, and building everything from AI-powered chatbots to EV charging platforms. What makes this story really interesting is how Sharvin built all of this without any external funding, writes technical guides for FreeCodeCamp that thousands of developers read, and somehow finds time to binge Marvel content. Today, we're diving into the real story behind building a profitable software agency, the challenges of competing with global development teams, what it's like working with clients across different time zones, and where AI development is actually heading for small businesses. Whether you're thinking about starting your own agency, curious about the Indian software development scene, or just want to hear a genuine bootstrap success story, this conversation has insights you won't hear anywhere else. So let's dive in. Hello, Shavin. It's great having you here with us. Today, when I look at MTechZilla, I see that you're working with multiple clients across the US and Europe, and that's pretty incredible. But let's rewind to February 2021 when you actually started this journey, right? Take us back to that moment when you thought that this is what I want to do, because was it one of those moments that when you thought, I'm done working with for others, or was there a specific problem you saw in the market and you thought that I can solve this better? Is that when you decided to start MTechZilla?
So thank you for having me, guys. And we have been following Mobile App Delhi for a long time. And to be honest, it was not a moment of frustration that, yeah, I don't want to work under someone. It was more of a realization that there is a problem in the market, that a lot of agencies are charging a lot for the building products, for developing softwares, and freelancers are over committing to the timeline. And I thought, yeah, there should be some solution to solve this, and that's where I started this in February 2022, February 2021, with a simple mission in mind: to provide a good service at affordable rates and to give the clients the quality that their product deserves. And it was a small start, and I was testing the waters. I was seeing how the results are, and after 5 years we are a 30 people agency, and yeah, just doing my work every day and trying to solve problems, helping the clients through their product.
I think that's amazing. And that's a great philosophy because you want to make things affordable for people. As you said, that there are freelancers who are charging overly for services that you provide. And staying with that early phase, there is something that I found really interesting is that you started all of this without any venture capital, no angel investors. And what made you choose that bootstrap route? Because I'm just curious about how you went from being, a software developer to a full-time CEO without any funding or capital?
As I said earlier, in 2021, I was just testing the waters. It was just trying out if I could actually solve the problem. So funding was not something on my mind. I wanted to test if I could solve the problem. And as I started solving the problem, I saw that yeah, if you give clients good service and if you are honest with your deliveries, the clients would pay on time, and there was no need for funding, VC funding. And with VC funding, there is a pressure on delivery. You have to commit to some timelines and some returns. And I didn't want to focus on returns right now. I wanted to focus more on giving the service, because when you're working in agency business, you have to focus more on service, on clients, treating their product as your own. And that's why VC funding never came to my mind. But I wouldn't say it's not something I am not thinking about. Maybe when we will be a bigger agency in size and we would have the operational excellence to provide the service that we are providing right now with a lot of people, and with that those VC fundings, we would explore that option maybe in next 5 or next 7 years.
So for now, you're enjoying the bootstrap independence without any pressure and from the venture capitalists, right?
Yes, the reason behind bootstrapping, as I said, is to provide the service and not to look on the returns that we did. We want to provide good service. We want to make sure that whatever clients did are what they are paying us for, and that's why we are not looking for VC funding right now, and keeping it bootstrap and giving the service.
Right. So far you have not had the need to, go look for a venture capital
Yeah,
money.
we did not look for venture capital, but there are few people who reached out to me that,
Right.
yeah, are you guys looking for investment? They were from US, Canada. A lot of VC houses did reach out to us, but we said, yeah, guys, we are not looking right now, but if something comes up, we'll keep you guys in mind.
That is amazing. So before we go deeper, I have a quick question for the Reels audience. If you had to give one advice to someone starting a software development agency without any capital, what would it be?
I would say persistence, patience. These are the two important things. And the third important thing I would keep in mind is honesty. So, work towards your goal patiently and be honest with your clients. Give them the candid service, and they'll return back to you for more requirements.
That is actually a great philosophy to follow for someone starting a new agency, of course. So let's move a little bit towards your personal journey from being a hands-on software developer to you've gone to being a full-time CEO. So what actually pushed you to, take on that role? Because that's a massive shift in responsibilities. One day you're writing code, the other day you're just handling the business side of a company, business strategy, client relationships. That's a massive shift, right? So, do you still get to code, or has the CEO role completely taken over?
Earlier in the first year, I was writing a lot of code, doing the architectural decisions and managing all the projects by myself. But as we drove, I started seeing that I was the bottleneck for my team. And to be honest, the team I have right now is really brilliant. Has really the skill sets that are required. And that's why in the year 2 and 3, I decided no to give them more ownership of the work and to be less developer. To answer your question, no, I don't did that much time now to write the code. It's all the management and operational and strategic thinking that I have to do, and planning that I have to do. But yeah, I feel that if I got a bit free of time, I would prefer to write a lot of code and build something of my own, just for the experience of being the developer. Because when you are a developer, your mindset is like more of someone who likes to write the code, build something, and that mindset is really hard to change. But yeah, it took me years to change that, and now I'm of like, yeah, I have to manage the people, I have to set up the policies, so to enhance, to provide better environment for my team to excel in the services.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of honesty coming from someone who's been in this industry for quite some time. And the thing is that you mentioned that you were being the bottleneck in a lot of processes, right? So was it hard for you to let go of control over that technical work? Because that means a lot to you, as you said.
Yeah, it was really hard because when you are a developer and as you grow in your career, you start missing out things like uh,
Mm.
the database structures, the database definitions, the code that is written. You start missing out. Yeah, I have to do and I have to write this. I have to think about this,
Mhm.
and to get out of this mindset is really hard. But yeah, eventually when you start seeing that, yeah, I am a bottleneck in this process and things could be done easily because I'm managing a lot of projects, I'm managing a lot of departments, and I cannot have that time to think about everything. So I have to give ownership to the people and I have to trust my team. And I trusted my team and the results are really awesome. Like they're doing better than I could have done.
That's amazing. That's very inspiring, actually, because that level of honesty takes a lot of guts, I would say. And on a lighter note, Marvel or DC?
If you had asked me this question 10 years ago, I would have said DC, but now
Oh,
recently I'm Marvel fan.
because I thought that was a no-brainer because you are very open about
Yes.
being a Marvel Comics fan,
Yeah.
right? So, especially when people out there are talking about glamorizing 16-hour work days, how do you actually maintain a healthy work-life balance? Because do you just unplug from the everyday work and just immerse in your comics or binge watching? Well, how do you take that?
Okay, so to answer your first question, I was a DC fan in childhood, but lately I'm more of a Marvel fan because they have really good stories that I really like to watch every maybe month or two. About the 16 hours worth, I don't support that ideology because as a human, we have burnouts, and if we work more than what energy we have, the burnouts come and you're not productive as you should be. So even for myself and my team, I ask them that you work till you have the energy, and if you have a burnout, take some breath, come back to the work again. Because delivering work on time is important, but delivering the work with right quality is also important. And I would like to give credit to my wife Apurva also. Whenever I lose the trap of that, yeah, I've been working for like 10 hours, 12 hours continuously, she comes and she says, no, you have to take a break, you have to binge watch something and have your mind refreshed. So yeah, she helps me, and then I watch some series, movies, Marvels, and it gives me the energy that I need to work again.
We really appreciate a man who gives credit to his wife, and that's amazing. But the next natural question in all of this is that who is your favorite Marvel character?
I would say Iron Man. Being a developer, I like to build
Mhm.
things, and his whole journey was about building things,
Of course.
developing something, knowing something,
Mhm.
engineering part. So yeah,
That
he is
that
my favorite
that's
character.
great. So you also mentioned that you love Marvel storytelling,
Yeah.
right? So has that storytelling influenced your work or how you approach leadership roles, how you approach your clients? Has that also had an influence?
Yeah, that has really influenced me. If you see how the journey of Marvel was, like it started with one person and it moved to the teamwork, and
Mhm.
that's where I see my journey also going. I started alone, but then I had to leave ownership of some things to other people who do or who did more better than me. So yeah, the teamwork is something I learned a lot from Marvel.
So that's great because we have seen how Marvel movies really bring together teams, and you also have incorporated that in your company. That's amazing. So, staying with that creativity and discipline that you're talking about, you write a lot of articles for FreeCodeCamp, right? That thousands of developers read worldwide. And I saw also your article on like ChatGPT models and all of those things. What motivated you to start writing educational content? And how do you even manage time while running a company and also writing these detailed guides for Free Code Camp?
Honestly, when I started in 2016, my engineering career, I found these articles to be really helpful. I learned a lot from them, and FreeCodeCamp was one of the biggest source where I learned a lot of new technologies, lot of new concepts
Mhm.
from the architectural perspective.
Mhm.
So in 2021, I saw that, yeah, I've in last 5 years in my experience as a developer, I learned a lot of new things. Maybe it's time to share back to the community. And I started writing the articles with that one goal. Whatever I have learned, whatever I have upskilled myself, maybe that can help other people also. And I found that there was a gap in one topic, React and Firebase integration. And that was the first article that I wrote. And fortunately, a lot of people needed that kind of article, and there were like thousands of people reading that. And that's why I started writing. And honestly, I don't write that much as I used to earlier, because I'm wearing now CEO hat, and I have to wear all the hats that are required from time to time. But yeah, I try to write articles. For example, the AI one, that article I had in Diwali sometime. So I took the wit and I wrote the article about AI and ChatGPT and how to fine tune the training models.
So what you're trying to say is that you writing for CodeCamp is more about giving back to the developer community, right?
Yes.
But do you also get business opportunities from these articles? Do clients come to you saying that, we saw your article in FreeCodeCamp, and do you see content creation as a way for enhancing and growing your business?
Honestly, that was never the intent of writing, but yeah, we got really good opportunities. As I mentioned, the React and Firebase article got us 2, 3 big clients from Europe and USA. So I would say, yeah, because the articles act as a proof of what they know, that what you are capable of, what you can do for them. And yeah, they have helped us getting more clients who have more trust in your work.
For the layman, could you go a little bit deeper on the article? Because what exactly is React and Fire, if you're talking about that?
Okay. So React is a library for writing the UI and developing the UI. Firebase is more of a backend technologies for the database, APIs, cloud storage, and it the integration of them helps developers develop app easily. Now we use Supabase, AWS, a lot of other services, but that was the start of how we started.
So we've talked about your personal journey for a while now. So let's move into the business aspect of your company. Let's talk about MTechZilla's positioning in what's honestly a very crowded market, because there are massive outsourcing firms out there, freelancer platforms, and thousands of agencies, right? So, and they're all competing for the same projects as your company is. When a potential client is choosing between, let's say, a larger established firm and MTechZilla, what's your unique value proposition?
Oh yeah, I agree. There are a lot of agencies and a lot of freelancers competing for the same project. But when you see towards our portfolio, we expertise in few technologies. We never say that we have expertise in uh, hundreds of technologies. React, Next.js, AWS, Node.js. These are few technologies that we have expertise. So first is we promise only what we know. Second is we work with the industries. We have been working hospitality, real estate, EVs, and power utilities, renewable energies. So we work with industries where we have experience, and we bid on the projects where we have worked earlier. So those are the two things that really met our USP, the unique selling point. Another thing is when we compete on some project or some bid, we make sure that the timelines, the resources, the quality that we are going to provide is maintained in a proper statement of work. Proper quotation is given to the client, so they know that, yeah, in this milestone they'll be receiving this. So this type of receivables made them trust us a lot. So these three parameters help us in winning the leads in this crowded market.
So you mentioned a lot of factors that make your company more unique than a lot of others out there. But what would you say is very one unique thing that makes you stand out from the others and makes the clients go, these guys will get it differently?
Okay, the one USP that comes top of my mind is the clients we had from the day one are still part of our portfolio. As we said, we have a 90% retention rate. So when we give them as a referral to a new client or a new lead, and when they contact and they read the information, yeah, these guys are doing superior work for us. They have been giving a good service and quality is up to the mark. What they promise, the deliverables are being delivered. That makes really a difference, because agency business is all about trust. If you could build a good trust, if you could build that bridge, no client would say no to you. They would be happy to work because they are investing a lot of money and their product is bread and butter for them. There's everything for them. So they are giving you the most important thing to build. And when you get such kind of referrals, the clients are really happy to work. And I would say that act as a most important part for us.
So trust is, you're saying,
Yes.
the building block of your agency, I would say, and client relationships.
Yes, I would say trust is the most important thing for any agency to success. If you have honesty with your existing client and if you provide the services with the timelines you promised, they'll start trusting you, they'll help you, they'll refer you. We have a lot of clients who refer other clients to us, and that word of mouth really plays a strong role in the growth of the company.
Absolutely. I must say that is actually a thing that a lot of firms would not have. So let me slip in something practical for anyone watching who's thinking of hiring an agency. What's the one red flag that absolutely they should watch out for? That one red warning sign that, they should be very wary of.
Over promises, I would say. We do everything. If that agency says that, I would run away from that agency.
That is actually quite helpful. And so now also, Sharvin, I notice you work heavily with clients across the US and Europe, and your base is in Pune. So that means you're working with clients from different time zones. They have different cultural expectations and probably even some communication challenges, of course. So do you have team members working night shifts, or do you have a flexible work schedule for them? How do you bridge that gap?
Yeah, time zone, culture, expectations, and communication is really hard, was really hard at the start, but we tracked it because we hired the developers who have experience in that. I myself have had the experience with working in international clients, different time zones. So we have people working in night shifts, providing support. So clients, because what happens when you're running a product, there may be a PERD, a user may be facing issue, and you have to fix that. And that's why we have people working 24/7. Their customer support staff also we have who help the clients. Yeah, this is the issue. This has been assigned to this developer. So we have set up that all the operational things that our client requires, and as per the requirements, we set up the pods in that direction.
Because immediacy is very important in grievance redressal, right? So, like you said, you have a full operational setup that makes you well positioned for handling clients abroad. Uh, but what has been your experience with working with these clients? Are the US clients different from the European clients in how they approach projects?
Yeah, the expectations are really different in US and Europe. When you work with US client, they work in different pattern. The expectations are different. When you work with Europe, the culture is different. The expectations are different. In US, you focus more on getting things faster, while in Europe, you have to more maintain GDPR and all those compliances. So it's a balance of both. We have team that have expertise in working in US market. We have team that have expertise in European market.
That's actually interesting because we wouldn't know from, a normal view that these clients actually will prefer something over the other. So, MTechZilla has a varied range of products and expertise. You offer everything from AI app development to traditional web and mobile apps. How did you decide on this service mix? Because did you think that AI is going to be a very crucial part of our process? Was it there before you started, or it was just a part of expansion later on?
From the outside, yeah, it looks like we have a lot of services, but if you look closer, it's not a lot of services. We have 5 services that actually any product or any startup requires in its life cycle. We started with web, mobile, and cloud. Okay.
Okay.
Any startup, any internet startup requires a web-based or a mobile-based presence. So we took those technologies and we started working on those. As we moved forward, we started a lot of problems that could be solved easily with AI. And AI was not something we introduced in 2021. No one knew AI that much in 2021. But in 2023, when ChatGPT and Claudia and all those providers came in, a lot of opportunities were there in the market. And that's where we introduced AI. And if you see, all these 3 services are hand in hand. You need a web presence, you need a mobile presence, and AI helps you to automate a lot of problems in the operational part of your application, which were really hard before ChatGPT and all those other AI providers. And that's why we, as I said, it from outside, if you see, you'll see that yeah, they have so many services. But when you look from inside, the perspective is that yeah, you need these 3 services eventually. Maybe you need website first, you need mobile app later, but you need that. And that's why we have these 3 top services in our portfolio.
Right. So you're saying that you have evolved your offerings over time. So, but in this journey, has there been services that have surprised you by being more in demand than expected?
Yeah, AI was something I didn't expect a lot of people to integrate, and that was the most, I would say, hottest selling service that we had in last 2 years. I was expecting web and mobile to be the hottest selling, but uh, they went in parallel. Like anyone who wants now a web portal or a site, they need an AI introduction because AI solves a lot of redundant tasks, and that's why it's a big opportunity than what we are seeing right now. And I would say that's the hottest selling service that we have or any agency has if they are providing AI.
Of course. So, since we've talked about your team, you have gone from one person to a 30 plus member team, right? And how do you maintain that culture and quality as you scale? What's your approach in hiring? What do you prioritize, technical expertise or cultural fit?
So for us, culture fit and technical expertise matters, but the most important thing that we looked from day one when I started this agency was the ownership of work. You can learn a lot of things, but you need to have the ownership of your work. You need to be responsible. You need to take that next step to grow yourself in the career. So for us, that person needs to match our vision. That person needs to grow themselves every day, and they need to have a ownership attitude towards their work. They need to work in a style that this is not the client's product, this is our product, this is something we are developing, this is something we own, and if customer faces a problem, it's our mistake and we have to fix it. So if we see during the interview that yeah, these are not the part that this person has, I would not go with that candidate. And this is what my team also follows. But yeah, answer your first question, it was really hard at the start to know, yeah, these are the people that would have really good ownership aspect. And as we grew, we started seeing the patterns and we started realizing that, yeah, this is the good fit, this is the bad fit. And now after 5 years, I think we can easily identify, yeah, these are the best people that we have. And honestly, the team has really good experience. They interview people. In past 2 years, I'm out of the interviewing process.
They can do it with ease.
Yeah.
So
So
basically, responsibility and accountability is what you look for in
yes.
candidates, right? So the other side of the coin is that you're also competing for talent with both local companies and international firms. So how do you make MTechZilla an attractive place for developers to work in?
I would say the policies really help over here. You have to make sure that the policies, the workplace, the environment that is there, it should be fruitful for them. They should grow in their career. They should have work-life balance. They should have ample amount of leaves in their portfolio to enjoy their life. We have set up such policies to make sure that they're doing good work, they're learning new technologies, they're learning new things, because we don't want people who would be stuck with us and not learning anything. We want people to grow with us and grow the company. So I would say that helps to attract a lot of talent.
So we were saying that the software development agency space is just brutal because so many new firms are coming up every day, and the client expectations are also rising every day. So how do you stay competitive without getting into a price race, without getting into all of that? And what keeps you up at night when you think about competition? Is it the big companies, or is it AI powered tools, or is it something else entirely?
Okay, as I said earlier, I don't think having a cheaper price is really good options for anyone building their startup. Having affordable price and having the quality of service is more important, and that is something more important principle for us. And that's where we don't consider other agencies who are just following the prices, or freelancers who are just giving a lot of services at a lot cheaper price. That doesn't matter to us, so that doesn't worry me. But the second thing that worries me is how AI is unfolding. Of course, I don't think AI is gonna replace developers or agencies anywhere. But for me, how AI is gonna change the agency model and the developer development model is something interesting to me. There have been a lot of code editors such as Cursor and others who are helping us to grow faster, to do the mundane task easily and in a more faster way. So yeah, these are the things that me I like to research, and I like to keep thinking about that. Yeah, how can I use AI in my day-to-day activity to introduce new opportunities for us to grow our operational expertise and to grow the service deliverables faster.
So you're thinking of AI as more of a helping hand than a competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So since we're talking about the big buzzword AI, let's get into that deeper because you are developing AI apps, right? And I saw your FreeCodeCamp article also on fine tuning GPT models. And that's some really advanced stuff. So, how are you seeing AI actually being adopted by your clients? Are they coming to you saying that, we want AI features, or are you having to educate them about the possibilities that AI can offer them? And from a practical standpoint, how do you balance giving them AI solutions, innovative AI solutions, while ensuring that they're actually helpful for the business and not just shiny fixes?
Okay, so clients don't come to us with the word AI, or they want to introduce AI. They come to us with the problem that, yeah, see, Sharvin, I am facing this issue and how we can solve. I'll give you an interesting example. A client came to us, a European client, and they had a lot of invoices from different vendors, a lot of format for those invoices. And we first tried OCR, it did work very well. But as the vendors increased for them, it was really hard for them to track the pattern for every vendor. So the problem statement was clear. We need to identify all the details from the invoice in a clear, abstract way. So we decided, yeah, AI would be really helpful for this. AI would stand the invoice, take all the variables that are required. So when such problem statements come to the table, AI really helps us. But I wouldn't say AI is the solution for everything. A lot of people use AI in a way that it should not be used. AI should be used for the problems that can be solved with it.
The
AI,
mundane tasks,
yes, the
most probably.
mundane tasks and the patterns that are easily solvable using AI.
Mm-hmm. So, quick prediction: in 5 years' time, will most small businesses have some sort of AI incorporated into their business operations, or is it just hype?
No, I think a lot of AI would be introduced in the small corporations or small businesses. One example is automating a lot of invoice stuff, automating a lot of customer support work, and automating a lot of repetitive work, because small businesses have a lot of repetitive work which
Right.
are done by human interventions. But I think that would be replaced by AI. But it's not gonna replace everything that is done day to day. It's gonna just help us be more efficient at what we do.
So saving time and human capital
Yes.
on that. So in on that note, we've been talking about your free code camp articles that have worldwide readership. Has your technical writing on FreeCodeCamp led to business opportunities for MTechZilla?
Yeah, we got a lot of clients from FreeCodeCamp, and people saw that as like a proof of work that yeah, these people really know what they are doing. They are not just promising something on paper. They are showing a tangible proof of their expertise. So yeah, FreeCodeCamp has helped, but as I said earlier, that was never the intention. Intention was to always give back to the development community and to help them grow and just help them with different topics.
But sometimes are you worried that you might be oversharing in those articles? Because what if, the competitors that you are also reading those articles get an edge over you? Do you ever worry about that?
No, I don't worry about that. I'm happy if they are learning something from us, and because in this world you have to share the knowledge with each other and help each other grow. And knowledge is not the only thing that will help you grow. You have to execute also. So
Right.
execution is something that we have proprietary with us. So knowledge is something we are sharing, but how to execute that in real world is something proprietary to us.
That is very true. And that's a very honest take, actually, and a very generous one because a lot of people would keep their trade secrets with them. But like you said, you have ownership of your technical skills, and only you can do that. So, looking at your projects and team structure, what's MTechZilla's core technology stack, and how do you decide when to adopt new technologies? Because a lot of emerging tech is coming up, a lot of advanced tech, and like you mentioned, you've been working with Next.js and Node.js and AWS. How do you balance staying current with providing stability when you're delivering for your clients?
Okay, the tech stack we choose the day one was JavaScript, Next.js, React, and Node.js. That tech stack has been growing with the community every year. So we never felt that yeah we are left out on some topics or some newer technologies. So that thing really helped us not to change or not to switch the technology requirements. So that was the first thing. Second thing is we don't want to introduce new technologies. The reason being we have expertise right now with the technologies we have worked with. They are being used by a lot of big startups such as Facebook, Netflix, and other companies, and the results are there. When you are building a product for someone, it matters what you use. If you are using a technology that is 20 years old, you are not gonna get the results. But if you are using a technology that is evolving every year, that is gonna give us the result. And fortunately, we chose that technology, and we never felt that we should change something. It's given result very good.
So you've stuck with what's been working for you, especially with emerging tech. And you are also saying that you probably have more instinctive choices in making those technological decisions, right? So, talking about the future, as someone who's building actual products using emerging technologies, what tech trends are you genuinely excited about when you think about those? Or is it just noise? Because I see companies throwing around terms like Web3, blockchain, and even edge computing. But from your perspective, building real applications, what is actually worth paying attention to?
I wouldn't say any technology is a noise. I would say every technology solves a different problem for a different domain. If you asked me personally what I'm excited about, I would say AI, because AI is solving a lot of problems for the domain that we work, for the technologies that we use, and for the clients we cater. So yeah, Web3, blockchain, and edge computing are really good technologies, but not something top of RT. But AI is something we have been doing for a long time, and I'm really excited about what will happen in future using AI.
So, zooming out from this deeper picture, we want to ask you a very quick question. What is the biggest project mistake that you have made, but that also made you learn something very valuable? Give me the story that other agency owners need to hear.
To be honest, when I started the agency in 2021, I started saying yes for everything. Like, I didn't ask for PRD's project requirement documentation. I didn't make any statement of work. I just promised, yeah, we'll get this done, we'll get this done. And I mean, to 2022, we realized that developers had burnouts, clients were frustrated, and there were no processes in the place. And it took me a year to learn in a hard way that, yeah, no, you have to set up the expectations, you have to set
Set
up
up
the
boundaries.
timelines, and you have to set up a proper statement of work, and that will actually give you a good deliver. So that I would say is my biggest mistake or biggest learning out of that mistake.
Mhm. That makes sense because you've been talking about not over promising. So
Yes.
I get where that is coming from now.
Yeah, that comes from my personal experience.
Yes. So looking at your portfolio, like we have talked before, that you've built EV charging platforms, you've worked with ReloShare for social services, and you also power utility management systems. That's quite a huge range. But like you said, you aren't, it looks from the outside that you're doing that. But how do you still approach learning new domains quickly? Because when a client comes to you with a project in an industry you haven't worked before, what's your process of getting up to speed?
Okay, I'll give you an example. Recently, a client approached us. He came from a tunneling industry, hardware in manufacturing industry, and we have not worked with manufacturing industry, but we have team that can do really good research
Mhm.
about what are the requirements, what are the expectations, and
Mm.
how things work in those industry. So that team really helps, and we really asked a lot of questions to client until and unless we are fully cleared about the expectations, the deliverables, and the outcomes that needs to be produced for this project. So those three factors really help us. The team that does the research.
Mhm.
We really asked a lot of questions. We have discovery calls with the clients where we made sure that we come up with our own set of questions even before understanding what they need, because we have a form that asks like 3-4 questions that, yeah, what you need to build and what are the things that are expected as outcomes, and we do a research based upon that.
So you have a set procedure for evaluating that, but you're also not afraid of testing new industries, testing new waters.
Yes.
But do you also enjoy the challenge of exploring new industries?
Yeah, it's really something I would say a learning for me,
Mhm.
learning new things, because see, with every industry there are different set of problems, and you have to have
Right.
a different set of mindset to solve that problem. So I learn every day, and I like to learn new things about the industries. So yeah.
Mhm. That's amazing. So, in the agency world, keeping clients for long term can be very tricky. Client retention can be very tricky because projects end, budgets change, and priorities shift, right? So how do you approach building long term client relationships with clients after the delivery is done of the project? And do you have, like you mentioned, you have clients who have been with you since the early days? What makes them keep coming back to MTechZilla?
Okay. I would say the quality of service and the honesty that we provide is the one thing that has been really helpful in getting the client back to us. There was a client who said to us that we have worked with other agencies prior, and we never knew that it would be really that easy to work with agency. We were thinking that no, we shouldn't work with agencies, we should hire in-house, and we just came to know about you from the article, and we started working with you guys, and that was really an good experience. And I think that sense of trust when starts building, clients prefer to work with you and not to shop for other agencies. So
Mhm.
if I had to advise one thing for any agency,
Mhm.
keep a good communication with client, be honest with them, and make sure the promises that you are promising should be delivered. Don't
Correct.
over promise.
Again, like you have been talking about from personal experience. So we'll take a quick, fun question from here. Complete this sentence for entrepreneurs. The biggest myth about running a software agency is.
You don't need money. I think you need money. When you're starting, of course, you don't need money. But once you start building up teams and operational experiences through, you need funds, you need runways, and you need a lot of stuff for infrastructure.
Right. So let's talk about where you see MTechZilla in the next 3 to 5 years. it sounds like an interview question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? But are you planning to stay at this boutique size, or are you looking to expand, or you have bigger expansion plans? And with AI changing, like you mentioned, everything from how software gets built, because now you don't even need code writing, right? With GitHub Copilot and then no code platforms. How do you see agencies like yours? How do you see them evolving? What do they need to do?
Okay, to answer your first question, we want we are not looking for being a boutique size company for next 3 to 5 years, but yeah, in next 3 to 5 years we are looking for a 300 to 500 people team. The reason I didn't say 1,000 people team is because uh, as I said, operational part is really hard and you have to justify the service that you provide to the client. And that's why in next 5 years, we want to grow in a step-by-step manner, providing a proper service and not losing the service track. And to answer your second question, for the AI part, I don't think it's gonna replace anything or any development part. It's gonna just replace the mundane or repetitive tasks that are being done, the GitHub Copilot, the no-code solutions, the Cursor, and all the other AI providers are focusing more on improving the development experience rather than automating the development experience.
That's true. And that's a very humble answer. Like you said, that you don't want to, again, overpromise. But what's the one big bet you're willing to make about the future of software development?
Growth. I would say software development is gonna be necessary for every company going forward. And AI is gonna really help because right now hiring developers could be really costly because you have to do everything. But AI is gonna help to repeat the code, repeat the infrastructure, build it faster, and deliver it quicker. So I think growth is the part I would be more excited about in next 5 years for a software development agency.
Absolutely. So we are going to break away from the long questions to a rapid fire round. So we'll get these questions done quickly. You can answer as fast as you can. So are you a morning person or night owl when coding?
Night Owl,
Favorite Marvel character and why in 5 words?
Iron Man, and because he likes to build things.
Amazing. Biggest business lesson learned the hard way?
Overpromise, never overpromise.
Coffee, tea, or energy drinks during all-nighters?
Coffee,
If you could use only one programming language forever, which one would it be?
JavaScript,
Nice. The best business advice you've ever received?
provide good service.
Good service. Dealing with difficult clients or debugging production issues, which is harder?
None of those are hardest, I think. Clients are not difficult, you have to just understand them. And production issues are also not difficult to debug. You have to just make sure the things are in place so that you can debug easily.
So, one word to describe the Indian startup ecosystem?
Growth,
Nice. If MTechZilla were a Marvel superhero, who would it be?
Iron Man.
Iron Man. MTechZilla as well.
Yeah.
Nice. Complete this. The future of software agencies is?
I would say AI growth related.
AI growth related. Okay. So we're done with the rapid fire round, but I still do have some shorter questions for you. First is 3 signs your software project will fail. What are the early warning signs?
The first sign is there's no project requirement documentation. Second sign is client doesn't have a clear expectations of what they want. And third sign is the budget that is required doesn't match the PRD.
So the second question is bootstrap versus VC funding. 30 seconds, you just give me pros and cons for both.
Bootstrap is good for people who are just testing the waters. And if you're running an agency where you have to provide a service, it may be marketing development. Bootstrap is good. So those are the cons of being bootstrap. For the funding, if you're building a product, I would highly recommend that, yeah, test the waters and then go for the VC funding or angel investors.
Hiring remote developers, what are your top 3 non-negotiable criteria?
Ownership of the work, their career growth or their expectations with their career should match the vision of the company, and responsibility attitude.
AI hype versus reality. What AI can and can't do for small businesses?
See, AI is more of data-based technology rather than something where you can logically think. So Any task that requires a logical thinking, I don't think AI can do it properly. Any task that is more of like functional oriented, AI can do that.
What is the biggest client red flag? The one thing that makes you not take a project?
Not having a clear PRD.
From 0 to 30 employees, your most important hiring lesson.
Hire people who like to learn things every day and take ownership of their work and have the responsibilities towards their role.
That's amazing. Technical writing ROI. Does writing free content actually bring business?
I wouldn't write with the intention of growing the business, honestly, because when you write something, it's to give back to the community, and whatever you did with that, it's just extra. It's not the role. So I wouldn't consider ROI for the technical writing.
Right. Indie agency versus big tech. Why would someone choose your team over Google, Microsoft consulting?
There's no problem with working with Google and Microsoft, big companies. They are really good. They have their expertise. But with us, you get connectivity with me also, with the other people, team leadership, and our processes are simple. We have been doing this for the past 5 years. Of course, big companies have been doing this for past more than years. But it's really hard to reach out to the people. With us, you can reach out to us on Slack, and we'll be there for you.
Right. With this, Sharvin, we have come to the end of our conversation, and it has been absolutely amazing to learn about a real bootstrap success story of MTechZilla and how you have gone from one developer to a 30 plus member team, and you still manage time to to watch Marvel content. That's amazing. To have that work life balance is amazing. And it's been amazing having you here. I hope we will continue also hearing from you and reading your articles from FreeCodeCamp.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was an interesting conversation. Yeah, I'll keep writing articles and
Thank you.
growing the company.
Amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. What an inspiring conversation with Sharvin Shah from MTechZilla. I hope you enjoyed hearing about building a bootstrapped software agency and the real challenges of competing globally from India. If this resonated with you, please rate and review because it helps other entrepreneurs discover these stories. Don't forget to check out Sharvin's technical articles on FreeCodeCamp if you are into development. Next week, we'll have another entrepreneur with a completely different approach to building tech businesses. Until then, keep building and stay curious. Thanks for listening.